Hi, everyone. Welcome to Life Expressions Podcast. I'm your host, Charihinette Elon. Today is very special because we are marking the fourth anniversary of Life Expressions Podcast. Imagine that last week I've just realized that it has been 4 years already that I've been doing this, and it has been an uplifting journey. Each episode is encouraging. Each episode, I learn from the guest, and every time I end the podcast, I am thankful for the stories that have been shared with me by my guests here on Life Expressions. But most importantly, I thank you, my audience, for tuning in and for staying with me all these years. I hope we will continue our journey of growing together and finding our purpose, because this Life Expressions podcast was actually born of because of my quest to find purpose in the life of others, and of course mine as well. And how fitting it is to celebrate the fourth anniversary of Life Expressions podcast with the Ignite Your Spark series highlighting purpose. And let me start by welcoming our guest for today, George Esteban Muñoz Merino. Esteban is a seasoned entrepreneur and business leader with expertise in finance, operations, and international market expansion. As president and co founder of multiple successful ventures, including Protropic and Cepsa, he has driven strategic growth, financial restructuring, and global market penetration. With an MBA in finance from American University and executive education from Wharton and MIT, Esteban combines deep financial acumen with hands on leadership to foster innovation and sustainable business practices. Hi, Esteban. Welcome to Life
Hello,
Expressions.
thank you so much.
It is my
That sounds
pleasure.
interesting.
My pleasure and honor to have you here with me. And of course, I have with me my regular guests, my mentor and facilitator of Ignite Your Spark Masterclass. This was born because of his book, Spark, and he has transformed and inspired many leaders all over the world, none other than Azim Jamal. Welcome, Azim.
Thank you, Sherry. Great to be here.
And of course, we also have a team member of Ignite Your Spark Masterclass, a good friend, and a person who always raises her hand up to volunteer and help others. Farzana Kherani. Hi, Farzana. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, now we are highlighting purpose. Purpose, they say, is a word we often hear, but it can mean different things to different people. How do you personally define purpose, Azim?
Yeah, I think it's a raison d'etre, the purpose for your life, what's your life about? Does your life matter? Do you know how you're going to define your success in your life? When you go back to your creator and your creator says, "Welcome back, Sherry. I gave you eyes that were so small, but you could see the stars trillions of miles away. I gave you a brain that was more powerful than a computer. Tell me about your life." And you get 2 minutes to share something. And what would you share to make you feel your life was phenomenal? And we call this the ultimate purpose credo, the UPC. Having clarity around that and living your life, everything you do, and I mean everything, the way you walk and the way you talk and the way you do your business and the way you do your work and you do your family, everything aligns to that purpose, then there is alignment, there is magic, there is congruence, there is spark.
Wonderful. Esteban, can you share with us your story? Has there been a moment already in your life that you have realized your purpose?
I think I always knew, but it's just when you start thinking deeply into that you realize that you're actually good in something specifically. And it was a couple of 2 years ago that we were doing an exercise with my forum of EO. With We hire a consultant, and she was making us thinking about this Ikigai. And Ikigai has a couple of parts that are really interesting. And so you think about a specific part of it, and then as a whole, you come up with something that is UPC in spark terms. And the thing is that I lived that just in parts that time because I didn't have the mental power to abstract everything. But then again, when I was getting UPC part of Spark with Azim, I was challenged to get this again, and I end up using an interesting tool with AI to get things together. I put things together and said, please listen, help me getting this congruent in a decent paragraph. And I did that, and I've been working on that, and I think that resonates a lot with me, and I always fine tuning it, but I think is what it is. Like I think I if you mind, I can read it to you.
Yes, please.
Like my purpose is to build and unite with resilience and sensitivity, creating a positive and fair impact through strategic solutions and focus on the present. With discipline and perseverance, I strive to continuous learning and growth with empathy, entrepreneurship, and equality, always giving back. My mission is contribute to a fairer world where everyone can grow.
Wow, that's wonderful. Your
And
mission, yeah.
so I try to work on my daily basis into that, like trying to be a bridge, and try to choose who you gonna be a bridge to, because sometimes people just don't want to, like, but you have to be wise, how to use it.
You used that empathy, entrepreneurship, and there's the other E you used. What's the other third word?
Entrepreneur and equality.
Equality. Okay. Wow. The three E's. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Esteban, how do you integrate that? How do you do and reach your purpose into your daily life? Like you are being a bridge, you try to empower and always give back.
In my line of business, like I'm always trying to find the right bridge, the right solution, the right way of finding things, and acknowledging people that work in the part. Like I try never to take part of it's like, okay, it's my decision. No, it's your decision. You made it. So empower people to live their life to the fullest, and try to be better persons, a better version of themselves in a daily basis. Like I could do that with in my family, in my businesses, try to help my friends, and nowadays I have a challenging situation in my own family, like in my close family. So I have to, and I try to in a daily basis. Like when I see push us to use our UPC, but in terms of others, it's really interesting because it flows easily.
Yeah.
And you manage to touch different people that you didn't know that you were gonna touch, and help them. And another word that is really interesting that came always in Hasim's learnings were the impact, and adopting that word myself in a daily basis. Impact, like if you do not impact somebody or something, like then you're leaving a lot in the table.
Yeah. What's your take on that, Farzana?
No, I absolutely agree with Esteban. I think if you can't make impact, what is your purpose? You
True.
have to really think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. When Azim would share with us during the masterclass, you should always go for activity impact. Can you expound on that, Azim?
Yeah, I think, we have a limited amount of time in our life. Every day we got 24 hours. Every day we got 86,400 seconds. We have a short life, no matter how much of a guru or a leader or a spiritual leader you are, or whoever you are, one day you die, right? So the idea is, in the little time we have, either you're an activity trap where you're being busy, or you are so focused that your time is creating activity impact. So activity is aligned to impact, not to trap. So just being busy doesn't define success, doesn't define impact, doesn't define significance, right? So being very intentional how you design your day, how you design your time, how you divide your activity, design your activity, and how you prioritize. You schedule your priorities. You don't prioritize your schedule.
Yeah.
Schedule is a to-do list. To-do list is not your priority. To-do list is other people's priority. Your priority is your ultimate purpose credo. Based on that, your long-term goals. Based on that, your medium-term goals. Based on that, your short-term goals. And those are your priority. And that has to be scheduled. And then you look at the to-do list after, right? So that's what I mean by activity impact and activity trap. And if you allow each day to focus on activity impact, you create transformation. If you allow your day to be an activity trap, you have transaction, not transformation.
Yeah. Many people struggle with that, with activity trap, and sometimes with self-doubt or obstacles along the way. So, for Esteban, what has been the biggest challenge in staying true to your purpose, and how did you overcome it?
I think as good as technology is for ourselves right now as a tool, it can also be a distraction. So as everybody else is like, if you're not aware of how much time are you losing by distraction, then it's eating up your UPC because like you just don't realize it, but you spend an hour just in Instagram. You know what I mean? It's like in a daily basis, you have to be, as Azim said, like put attention in where you waste your time or you use your time. So nowadays it's tough because everything is really accessible. It's right there. So it's just a blink of an eye. You just move your head and your phone is right there, and you see your emails and you see your WhatsApp piling up. And so I think that's our major problem right now, like technology as a distraction.
Yeah, you have to learn how to turn off or mute your phones. That's what I do when I want to have a me time so that I don't get distracted. How about you, Farzana? How do you do it? How do you stay focused on doing that activity impact and not being an activity trap, just to focus on your purpose?
I think, just and not scheduling time, but making it a part of your day.
Yeah.
And making sure that this is important and this is what I need to do. So if I'm not doing it, then I'm not providing that activity like that active person. I'm not being that active person. And so, that question comes up is this is the thing that makes me happy? And is my purpose to be happy? Or is there another purpose out there and it's not about happiness?
And as Azim would always say, it's not what happens outside that gives you the spark, it's within, right? And
Absolutely.
for myself, I always try to make sure that what I do is aligned with my purpose. If I see that what's going to happen or what I'm supposed to do is not aligned with what I want to do with my life, I will not pursue that. For you, Esteban, your journey has been inspiring. You've just been sharing with me offline earlier that your business is going to be 28 years and it has
Yeah,
been a huge success. How has this made a meaningful impact on your life and in the lives of others while living your purpose?
it's been 28 years. I started really early when I was 23, and it's staying close to your principles, like and discipline and continuous growth and learning, like knowing that like as there is a Japanese word that I like a lot, which is shoshin, which is that mean with a beginner's mind. You know, always know that you can find and you can learn something new and improve yourself in a daily basis. So you can see yourself, if you see yourself as an end product, you are done. You know, like uh, there is no more room for improvement, and so forget about it. So in my case, it has been, yes, it's been a challenge. It's been a growing process. We almost bankrupt 3 times, and just how you come out from that and how you learn in the process. And I have 350 people working for me, and so there will be like 1,400 people that you affect directly, and so it's a responsibility that you have in your shoulders to make it right and make the right decisions at the right time.
How would you like to elaborate on that, Azim?
Well, I went to Esteban's house in Quito, Ecuador. Beautiful house overlooking a beautiful view, a beautiful family. And and I realized, that he has created a very powerful outcome in his business, in his life. But the journey was not straightforward, right? He had to go through so many stumbles along the way to get there, right? He said he had three bankrupt challenges, so you can imagine. So success comes through hurdles. It doesn't come straight line, right?
Yeah.
So I think, and there's purpose which allows you to sustain. Purpose allows you to overcome those obstacles because there's something bigger. Otherwise, you give up after one bankruptcy or you have one failure, you give up. But the reason he did not give up is because there was a bigger thing in his heart somewhere where he kept going and he kept going and eventually he achieved the success he desired, right? So I think that's very important to have. And I think when Farzana was talking about happiness, happiness is a byproduct. If you chase happiness, happiness eludes you. Okay, but it's like a shadow, right? Happiness is like a shadow. The more you follow it, the more it eludes you. The more you walk away and give it to others, it follows you. So the more you chase purpose, happiness comes as a byproduct, right? It's an outcome, not the main reason, right? So I think keeping in mind, if you want happiness, give happiness to others. If you want happiness, have a deeper purpose in life, a goal larger than self.
Yeah. For someone listening right now, Azim, who feels lost or unsure about their purpose, what's the first step that they can take to discover it?
I think the idea is that they can ask the question, if I could do anything, if I could do anything in life and nothing could stop me to be amazingly successful, what will I dare to do? Assuming that you won't fail, you'll be successful. What will you dare to do? Now, if you can imagine that, that gives you an inclination. This is what I would do. Why would I want to do it? Because I know I will not fail at it. But I'm not trying it because I think I'll be a failure. It's too big a task, whatever. And so you close. And
Yeah.
then you just do what's the mundane, whatever is available, whatever is easy to get. But if you are willing to dare to dream, to say, if I could be successful and amazingly successful, what will I dare to do? And then create a goal around that. And yes, it's going to be a far cry, but you begin somewhere. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a first step. So you take the first step. But if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what you want, then you can't get it, right?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Azim. Esteban, are there any daily habits, reflections, or exercises that you do and you'd like to recommend to others to help them stay connected to their purpose?
In our group, in our EO, in our RLI, which is our Regional Leadership Academy, I learned one interesting tool, which is they call them the 10-10-10. They call, and you can tune it the way it works for you better, but and I've been doing much more than that, but they say you have to find at least early in the morning. The first thing you do is like you give thanks. 10 minutes of thanks. You give thanks for everything you have, starting from the basic things until more specific things like you have a bed where you can sleep, you have a cozy home, you have a nice family, a good family, you have breakfast today, your parents leave, like things like that. Then I meditate. Nowadays I'm struggling a little bit to go back on track, but I was meditating. I started with 5, 8, 10, and I went up to 45, 50 minutes a day of meditating. And afterwards, after I ship my children to the school, I hit the gym and I do some exercise on a daily basis. That's something I do every single day.
Wow, that's great. How about you, Farzana?
It's interesting that Esteban brought this up because from our guru Azim, I've learned the hour of power. And that hour of power is 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of exercise, and 20 minutes of self.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And how about
Exactly.
you,
You can
Azim?
tune it up.
Yes, you can turn it up. Wake up, of course, start with a prayer and then exercise and then shower and then everything else just falls into place. Like it's perfect when you start your day with a daily habit that inspires you and uplifts your spirit and you stay connected to your purpose. How about you, Azim?
My ideal start is 3:30 in the morning. I get up, I get dressed, I go to the most to do my meditation for 1 hour from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. At 5 a.m., I leave the meditation space and I go to gym for half an hour. At the gym, I might listen to a podcast or do something or the other educational. At 5:30, I come out of the gym. I usually have 3 or 4 calls to make, one in Dubai, one in Puerto Rico, one in Kenya or somewhere. And so I walk when I do the talk, and I tell my clients I'm walking while I'm talking. I'm not shortchanging you. The reason I'm walking is because I'm sharper when I walk. So I'm walking and I'm talking and I'm creative. So by 7:30 in the morning, when an average Canadian wakes up, I've done my meditation for 1 hour, half an hour gym with some educational listening, and 3 or 4 important calls while I'm walking. So exercise is done, meditation is done, reading is done, and your day starts at 7:30, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's a head start to life in terms of, how do you catch up with a guy like that, right?
Yeah.
You're hard to catch
Right.
up to, Azim.
I don't intend to.
Sure.
Just being in your presence and learning from you all the time is amazing already. Esteban, if you could leave listeners with just one powerful thought about purpose, what would it be?
I think everybody has to do the work in terms of trying to find their inner purpose because, as Asim said to us, like there's 2 important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you know why. So, if, as soon as you find your why, the better the trip that you have left is gonna be. So, I think with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Farzana.
I did a little bit of thinking about that last night. Given circumstances that have happened this week, and I think about, how can I be useful and honorable and compassionate and make that difference in the world? And you can do that when you find your purpose, because once you found it, that's what's going to make things better in the world. That's how you're going to contribute. And I leave one thing with your readers, and it's a request. The request is go out and just do one kind gesture to someone and just see how you feel.
Yes. Azim?
There are 2 thoughts. I think Esteban brought up earlier about Ikigai, which is a Japanese concept, which has 4 components, right? What I'm good at, what I love to do, what the world needs, and the world is willing to pay for it. If you have those 4 things, you can sustain your purpose because you found something that you're good at, you found something that you love to do, you found something that the world needs, and the world is going to compensate you for so you can sustain your life, right? So I think that's one part which is important. But the other one, is ask yourself, at least for me, I want to tell my creator, use me. I don't want any more juice left in me when I die. No more juice left. All the juice is used, right? So whatever skills I have, whatever talent God has given me, or whatever, use it fully for the betterment of the world, for the betterment of impact. And to me, if everybody thinks in that manner, that everybody has a gift. Esteban is different. Sherry, you are different. Farzana is different. I'm different. We're all different people, but we all bring a different strength to the table. And if I try to be Farzana, I'll be a second best Farzana. If I try to be Sherry, I'll be second best Sherry. If I try to be Esteban, I'll be second best Esteban. If I try to be Azim, I can be the best Azim I can be. So everybody has to think that way and then use up their juice for their higher purpose, higher impact, and watch the transformation unfold and watch the spark rekindle.
Yes, that's wonderful. Yeah. Let your spark rekindle and rekindle it for everyone else as well. Esteban, final thoughts?
No, thank you so much for having me. Is a little to give back what you received like after the whole package of Spark with Asim. So I'm glad that I can help a little bit at least. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And for those who are interested to know more about igniting your spark, living your life fully, and being the best version of yourself, You can know more. Just visit corporatesufi.com and be part of the community of learning and growing and being better together. Thank you so much, Azim, Farzana, and of course, Esteban. I'm Chari Hinete Elon. This is Life Expressions, and I'm so happy to say and share with you the ultimate purpose credo that I've been reciting every single day, and I affirm it every single day and share it here with you on the podcast. I am a positive impact wherever I am, in all that I do, however I can. Thank you so much. This is the 4th anniversary of Life Expressions. Yay! Till next week, we will tackle attraction, because SPARK stands for service, purpose, attraction, resilience, and knowing. Stay tuned to the next episode of Life Expressions.